Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble News channel. If you use the old banking system, you're agreeing to murder every time. Yes, here's my vote, you say. This crooked evil system is going to keep getting stronger with my votes, so I'm going to feed it. DJ Bitcoin for Peace is driven by Valerie B. Love. Valerie is an entrepreneur, a DJ, a mom, and a spiritual seeker. She helped start a lending company and several charities. She came to Bitcoin after all of these different situations. In the last few years, she's been a strong supporter of sound money and an amazing force in the Bitcoin world. In this episode, Valerie talks about what she thinks Bitcoin can do to support peace, truthful education, and global harmony. Valerie explains how Bitcoin can lead to big good changes and why she thinks it's so important for making the future better. Prepare for a one-of-a-kind talk that combines money, religion, and a strong desire to promote peace around the world. But first, I'd like to thank our sponsors Swan, Stampseed, and the Orange Pill app. We only work with companies and people that we trust, and we use our own goods here at Bid Intelligence. 21 Voices is what you are watching. The people who lived through Woodstock were right when they said that we need to use words. We need to get together. To make the world a better place, we need to use awareness evolution to change. As a Kundalini yoga and meditation teacher, I was always thinking, if we just meditate enough, we'll have a great world if we just do all those things. Things are going to be fine. But then I realized, you're just filling in a hole, like in a bucket. Plus the sound money wasn't there. I believe that trying to change the world is a two-way street. We still need to be good people, even if and when we agree on a Bitcoin standard. Even if we're good people, we still need to have good money. And if those two aren't linked, we'll just keep filling up. And it won't make this whole world that I think people can live in, full of possibilities. It happened to me a little more than 3 years ago when I first started to learn about Bitcoin and what the difference was between Bitcoin and crypto. After hearing Alex Gladstein, I also realized why Bitcoin is a better tool for peace. This is kind of like a calm protest off to the side. You know how Bucky Fuller talks about making the alternative world, right? We have to do that to get to this new world. We can't. It makes sense. It's too dangerous and dishonest in this society. I believe that in order to try to make things better, we need to start over and create something new. I believe that's what Bitcoin does. The main goal should be Bitcoin for peace, since many of us talk about freedom money and how Bitcoin can help people be free. It's an open source tech. Then why do we want to be free? We want to live in peace on the inside and the outside. Nobody else's will shouldn't make us feel like we have to live somewhere else. We don't want to feel locked up. We also want to feel safe. We want to be at ease. You think of Maslow's list of wants. Freedom is a tool for me and peace is what I want. As people, our main goal should be peace, right? We're not going to have peace every day or act like Buddha all the time. There will be stress. We are going to have a hard time. But the most important thing to me is that we can express ourselves and have the best human experience in a place that encourages that because we are free to do so. So I think we can reach our goals if we bring together the best of all these worlds, the artistic, the spiritual, and the point of view of sound money, which is Bitcoin. I don't believe we will reach heaven. I believe that people will still fight. I believe our basic brain is still in charge here. That change will take time to happen. But as a species, we will never reach a state of awareness if we don't have that sound money. When it comes to a Bitcoin standard, two things could change if and when we ever get there, which would be great. It's not going to be okay for us to print $100 billion and send it to XYZ's country so that they can put it back into the military-industrial complex and print more bombs. This will keep the war going forever. For that reason, if you have Bitcoin, which is a rare resource, you will be more careful about where you spend your money. If you know how to play Monopoly, you can win. You will always have the same amount of money. And no one really has an edge. What if you had a bank, though? The manager could just grab some paper and say, I'm going to print some $50 bills over here. In other words, that's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening with our money. This means that these central bankers can take whatever they want and put it wherever they think will help them and their own goals instead of the people. This is what causes the confusion we see now. A lot of people don't really see that as the same thing. They think, that's cool, let's go protest or do this with our signs. But if this money machine keeps doing the same thing over and over, you'll lose as an activist, a peace activist, and someone who loves people and wants us to live and grow together. You know? I believe that is a very important thing for us to keep in mind. Wait a moment while we get a quick message from our sponsors. Making these movies takes a lot of time. To get the money, we need to make them every week. we've teamed up with brands we trust, like Stampseed and the Orange Pill app. Don't put your Bitcoin in cold storage until you've written your seed phrase on a metal plate that can't be broken. Stampseed doesn't catch fire, rust, or break when hit, and it's easy to hide. Because it doesn't have any loose bits, you can be sure that your Bitcoin will be safe for a long time. Use the link in the text below to get 15% off your stamping kit. It hit me like a lightning bolt when I got Bitcoin. It was the only money that really counted and the money of the future. But there was something wrong. I did not know anyone else who thought the same way I did, at least until I found the Orange Pill app. All of a sudden, I was linked to a group of Bitcoin fans in my own city who shared my interests. The Orange Pill app isn't just a forum for friends, a group of dedicated people who want to make the world a better place one Satoshi at a time. This show was made by Byte Intelligence and brought to you by Swan. Don't forget to follow both of our feeds and like this video to see more like it every week. Thanks for seeing, and I think that educating anyone with a goal is important, whether they are an artist, a creator, a nonprofit, a social entrepreneurial, or an environmentalist. A lot of people don't understand that if you build your project on poisonous ground, then only poisonous things can grow, and they won't even get very big. They're just going to keep dying. Unfortunately, I think that's what's going on. In addition, tasks that are very important are not being carried out because they don't have enough money right now. They can't use dollars or their own currencies, which are both going up in value very quickly. Each time you use the old or new banking system or the SWIFT system, you are authorizing murder. Yes, here's my vote, you say. To keep things simple, I'm going to stick with fiat, and I'm going to keep choosing for this bad system to live on. This means that whenever we use fiat in any of these systems, we add to the cycle of violence, abuse, and dictatorship. We need to find a better way for people to live together. It never made sense to me why people tried to go, okay, cool, let's go do personal growth and let's go live our best lives and do art and share things with people. I didn't get the part about the money. In the late 1990s, some Burning Man friends and I started a company to help people. At first, when we got home from Burning Man, we thought, well, we need to do something, let's keep this energy going and keep the trains of freedom and self-expression going. So we formed GITEM, an organization that promotes music education around the world. And we were running programs for kids in California after school. Our goal was to teach them about self-confidence and growth through music, art, technology, and nature. There was no money in there either. They didn't learn about money from us. It's not about money. Everyone was like, oh, let's do this. Aren't we sure of ourselves? I really wish I had known about money back then. There is a lot of work to be done to teach campaigners, healers, and makers all over the world. Your goals for the environment? Wonderful. Let's go save the koala bears. Let's make the coral reefs better, let's do it. But once more, you're building a three-legged table if these people don't understand the sound money as well as their goals. There is something very, very important that you are missing. I know it's crazy. Then all of a sudden you become very interested because you think, oh my God, what else did I not know? What else did I not see? Is there anything else in this that helped me get to a beautiful world? When you see the truth, that's what we want, right? Everyone wants to believe they are seeing the truth. People don't like being lied to. You freak out when you're lied to, right? Your ego goes crazy because it thinks, wait a minute,